Looked down. That fleeting moment of passing one another on the highway would be the last time our paths crossed. But then, she stopped her car and turned to look in my direction. The world seemed to slow down for a heartbeat. My car was stuck in the highway traffic, engines idling, exhaust curling into the gray evening sky. I'd been staring at my phone, at the crisp digital copy of the divorce decree that had landed 10 minutes prior. Matthew Marsden and Tiffany Scorsese marriage dissolved, effective immediately. No joint assets left to fight over, no alimony, no claims. I'd signed away every right to her wealth beyond the 100 properties she'd gifted me, and she'd signed away the last thread of us without even reading what she'd put her name to. I'd thought that would be it. A clean break. A quiet exit. No drama, no scene, no last-minute chase. Just two cars passing on a highway, two lives diverging forever. But then she stopped. Tiffany's black luxury sedan, the one she'd refused to let me ride in unless Cedric wasn't around, slammed on its brakes 100 yards ahead, swerving slightly onto the shoulder. Her driver must have panicked, because the tires screeched loud enough to cut through the hum of traffic. For a long, suspended moment, the car sat there motionless, as if the driver had forgotten how to operate it. Then the passenger door flew open. Tiffany Scorsese stepped out into the cold February wind, her designer coat flaring behind her, her hair messy, her heels clicking against the rough asphalt like a panic signal. She wasn't wearing makeup. Her face was pale, her eyes wide, her lips parted like she'd just been told the sky was falling. She turned, directly, at my car. My breath caught in my throat. I'd spent 5 years learning every micro-expression on her face. I knew the lazy smirk she gave Cedric across crowded rooms. I knew the cold, dismissive slant of her brow when she handed me another property deed. I knew the soft, fleeting warmth she'd worn only once, when she'd said she'd take me to see fireworks. But I had never seen her look like this. Terrified, desperate, like she was watching her entire world vanish in front of her eyes. She took a step forward, then another, her heels sinking slightly into the gravel. Her gaze locked onto mine through the tinted window, and for a second, I swear she could see me. She could see the suitcase at my feet, the divorce decree glowing on my screen, the final, quiet end of everything we'd never really been. Matthew, she whispered, so quiet I almost didn't hear it over the wind. My driver glanced at me, confused. Mr. Marsden, do you want me to pull over? I stared at Tiffany, standing alone on the highway, the woman who'd owned half a city, who'd never begged for anything, who'd never chased anyone, who'd always left me standing in the rain. And for the first time in 5 years, she was chasing me. No, I said, my voice steady, unshaken. Keep going. The airport waits for no one. The car rumbled forward, slowly inching past the stopped sedan. As we drew level, I lifted my gaze, and our eyes met again, clear and unobscured. Her mouth opened, like she wanted to scream, to beg, to demand I stop. But no sound came out. She just stood there, frozen, her hands clenched at her sides, her chest heaving. I gave her a small, final smile. The kind of smile you give someone when you're saying goodbye for the last time. Then my car moved past her, and she vanished from the rearview mirror. Chapter 5. The plane took off an hour later, climbing into the darkening sky, leaving Cloudridge beneath me like a glittering, cold dream. I'd left nothing behind. My suitcase held only clothes, a few old books, and a single framed photo, the one taken the day we married, in a small private ceremony, just the two of us, her smiling brighter than I'd ever seen her, me believing, foolishly, that we had forever. I'd tucked it into the deepest pocket, not because I wanted to keep it, but because I didn't have the heart to throw it away. Not yet. The 100 properties, all leased, all managed by a remote agency, all generating more income than I could ever spend in a lifetime. I was rich beyond measure, richer than I'd ever imagined, richer than most people could fathom. But for the first time in my life, wealth felt weightless, empty, free. I'd spent 5 years collecting her